Hi, everybody, and welcome to the new session of the series of eXp.World and FrameVR.io. Again, a little recap about eXp.World, eXp.World, FrameVR.io. What is the difference? eXp.World is a downloadable version of eXp where we have all the internal stuff that we're doing within eXp. So it's not so accessible actually for clients or sellers or partners to that are not that not are joined with EXP to actually use the metaverse. For that, we have created FrameVR.io, which is an open source platform, a metaverse where you can meet clients, etc. But there are a few limitations as well, because FrameVR.io is a software that we are selling to businesses, etc., outside of EXP. And eXp.World is basically the version of the same thing like FrameVR.io, where we have zero limitations that we offer to EXP agents and everybody that actually works for EXP Realty. Yeah. So without further ado, this session we are going to talk about how to set up a frame, how to link different frames with each other, and we're going to also go over some settings, over some statistics, over how to share and how to implement it in or embed it in some websites, etc. I aim to have this session for about 20-25 minutes, and I will be uploading it, of course, on my channel on YouTube, DeVogeleer Property, and you will also find it on the series of EXP South Africa or EXP agents worldwide are able to access this training as well. So without further ado, let's go into EXP World, and I am going to show you now how we can set up a frame. Yeah, so I'm going to start with a nice part so that you can also implement this for yourself. You will see that everything is very user friendly, so that we don't have to struggle with technology, because technology in essence is there to make your life easier, to travel through space and time more efficiently, and this is exactly what I've been using it for. Yeah, so last time we saw that when you are in frame, to access the menu for everything that you would like to do, you can access it here, the menu on the three dots on the right top. Well, actually the three stripes there. And this is how we access all of the tools. So when we click on there, I'm going to go over these 6 tabs here, and then we also are going to talk about these tabs here. Yeah. I am going to start with creating a frame. Now, if you are a newbie within the space, then you will be able to click on this one here, because you will be able to build from scrap a whole frame, like you see this frame that I have built here, which is my business suite. And let me just show you how it actually looks. So there we go. So this is my business suite. I have a couple of different frames going on, one for partners and sellers and purchasers to actually meet up, to have a proper conversation about what their vision is within property. But then also have a listing metaverse where I have all my 360 tours listed, and also have a metaverse for developments, because we are also now offering very nice tools for developers to scale their business with immersive experiences as well, which is of course a very lucrative market for developers that are selling nowadays a lot of off-plan, especially for Dubai agents, for example. They are selling most of their stock off-plan. You also see here in South Africa a trend in that regard, where a lot of the developers want to have a pre-sale of about 30% before they actually start building. So these immersive experience can obviously help a lot on the technology part and the marketing part for those. So for developers, we can chat about that a bit later, but there are ways to do virtual tours of existing sites, and maybe some model housing that they have built, to do a show unit, that can also be used. FrameVR or eXp.World can also be used by making a 3D model that can also be developed by the guys of FrameVR. That is a package that we can sell as a marketing tool where we can make a 3D model of your development before it's actually ready to make it a metaverse just like this, but obviously then how the architects have envisioned it. Yeah, so amazing technology indeed. So without further ado, we can go to frame. So we want to create a frame, and what I want to do now, because we have actually already quite a bit of frames that I've set up through training, but I want to create a new frame from scratch. Now, how do I do that? I just click on that. I say my new frame is, for example, join EXP. And I want this to be an environment that is quite handy to, to have presentations, for example. There are a few new ones that I haven't seen before. For example, the Skyrise, I think I haven't seen before, but all the other ones I've tested it out. The exhibition lounge is actually quite a good one for this. But let me just take now this here, the Skyrise, because I am a curious person and I want to and I like to see what's new. So let's create this frame. Ah, this one already exists. So let maybe say eXp Realty, for example. The reason why I also like to claim these kind of URLs, because what we will see now is that, there we go. Now we have created here this URL, and obviously when we saw the boom with internet back in the 2000s, we had a lot of businesses claiming good URLs, because that is obviously great for your authority online. So if people Google, or when metaverses become more prominent, and it will in the future, then they will maybe look for eXp.World, join EXP, or join eXp Realty, or join me, or whatever it might be, and they, via SEO or SEAs, they will maybe even find this one and join my team rather than someone else's team. So there we go. So I will connect here. You can see I have 300 spots left because I'm an eXp real estate agent. If you are with Frame VR and you don't have a paid version, then you are basically only having 8 spots that you can that are available all at once. So I connect, and then obviously I can travel around by clicking on it, or I can use the arrows. I can use WQWEASD as well, and I can just walk around and see what's happening. I do like this environment as well. Remember, we can go faster as well if we put a shift on, and you'll see, of course, because this is my this is quite cool. So this is my profile already. So this is now linked to my name, and that you will see if I do Control V, then basically you will see my avatar. So this is me, 100% cool. So this is how we actually make a new environment. And what is nice about it is because you can now go to, and there is nothing there yet, so we can connect different frames with each other, so that once you are in, for example, this is my listing metaverse. So let me just quickly connect, and I did set this up already for other metaverses. So if I go to, oh, this is not mine, sorry. Just go to mine here. That's of a colleague of mine that set it up as well. I was a bit confused right there. So there's people that are also building their own metaverses, which is very exciting stuff, to see that other people are also starting to make use of this amazing technology. And this is, even though this is not 100% incorporated yet, it's always better to be the first, because this is the way how you create a bigger market share of the future of real estate. So this one is mine. You can immediately see that my face is popping up here. And if I now go to the button on top here, go to, then you will see that I have 3 metaverses linked to each other. These are not all my metaverses. It's a little bit slow because we have a couple of things open, but this is a way how you can now travel through different metaverses. So if I click on here, I will then also arrive back into my business suite, or this might be the development. I'm actually not sure. That's my business suite here. Yeah. So instead of having to need the URL again, you can actually connect the metaverses that you want to be public and to show, and so you can create a good funnel as well. So if you meet a client here, you can say, hey, look, you can meet me in the metaverse. Whether you can put in the chat to the people that are in here to say, you can put the link there, for example, or you can say, I want to go to, click on the go to button to here DeVogeleer properties to my listing metaverse. That's how I do it, and that's how I then also show property and close on them from location. So once we are here now in the metaverse, this is a complete clean slate, so you can add assets as you please, and we will be seeing this how we actually can do that on this button here. That will be in the next training video. But for now, I will actually also show you, if you do have an existing metaverse like this one, instead of, and you want to create a new metaverse that is exactly the same like this one, and you want to make a few amendments, or you don't want to go through the whole hassle to put all these assets here in again, copy paste and new assets uploading for the things that you already have done, then you can also just clone this frame, and then you will actually create just the same frame, but you can make it a different name, and then you can say the Vogeleer Business Suite, and basically create exactly the same one. For me now, not so interesting, of course, because I've set everything up already. So let me just close this one and go back here. Yeah. So there are a few ways how we can link the different metaverses. Yeah, so here, for example, there's nothing here yet. So I can discuss, or I can choose to add a few destinations that I want people that are in this space to go to my business suite, can go to my listing metaverse, and go to my development metaverse as well. So easy way to do this is going to add destination, and we can call it the Vogeleer Business Suite, and then we put a frame link there, eXp.World, and let me just copy quickly the link here. That's gonna be a little bit faster. There. Oh yeah, I can actually just type it out on this one. And I say business suite, the Vogeleer property there, and I create this. Now you see this is here, and this will directly link into my business suite there. Now I can actually do just the same thing here to in my business suite as well, so that I can create a link from my business suite to my exp .world / join. Yeah, so I can add a destination here as well. So I can say join exp, and I can just copy join eXp Realty, description, interested to join our team. Click here, for example, just something quickly, and then it will add here as well. Yeah, so yeah, I scroll down, you can see it here. Usually there's steps here, but because there's 3 things open, it might take a bit of time to open it up, because there's quite a few open. So let's see, I close this one, and I now go back to my join me there, join in 3D, and then basically I will arrive where I was before. Tum, tum, tum. There we go. So now we are exactly back into this metaverse. So now you see that I have one linked here, but obviously I can add as many destinations as I like. And this is a very good way to structure your business, whether you have a department for, let's say, different niches. There's a team member of mine that is doing auctioneering, then I can make the Vogeleer auctioneering. I can make there's a team member who is doing luxury properties, so I can make a short-term luxury property. So I can, for example, do DeVogeleer short-term rentals. I can do all kind of stuff within different niches as well. Or you can create DeVogeleer slash Keith or DeVogeleer slash Grant, depending on how you want to structure business. Yeah. So this is how you create a frame. This is how you link different frames of yourself together with a very easy flow and funnel to find everything and connect each other. Yeah. Now, if we are going into, and I'm going back to my business suite for, because I have set everything up there. So I just want to show you a couple of different settings, um, which is which is pretty cool because you can really, really, really customize to your needs. And along the way, eXp.World and FrameVR.io has been implementing quite a bit of different features. So it's a fast pace of development, which is very nice. And this is also what you can follow here, what's new. So you can see here the latest features. You can read about it in big releases. You have events sometimes. There's not much happening for the moment. You have key resources that you can click on. Community that's for example linked to the Discord. And for the people that don't know, Discord is basically sort of a social media platform, mainly focused on decentralized kind of blockchain technology, metaverses, not necessarily blockchain, but all kind of new technologies that are coming on. It's a bit for the techie investor, let's say, um, and I did accept it actually already. So we have here the Discord app, and there you can basically pose all the questions that you need, that you want to know about FrameVR. This is also directly connected with the developers of eXp.World and FrameVR.io. So this is the perfect way to connect with people. It's also very good to connect with techie people and community regarding to tech, etc., etc. So there's a lot of things that you can do. It's a lot more complicated. Well, complicated not, but a lot more. Um, how do you say that now? A bit advanced than if you look at Facebook or Instagram or stuff like that. Yeah. All right. So this being said, there's some random tips here as well. There's not much there at the moment, but you can find everything that you need to know here at support as well. You have key links of all the things that you need to know. If you want to know how to move, you just click on support. You just read through what you need to know, and everything is well explained. Also, if you go into the settings of eXp.World, you will also sometimes see a question mark where you can find what it means, what setting, which what the setting actually means if you toggle it on or off. Yeah. So let's go to frames. So we have seen now how to create a frame or how to clone a frame. If we are going now to frame, then we can really go and customize our needs to frame settings. We have general. I will click on it. So you can see here, for example, who is the owner? That's me. You can see the link, the user capacity. You can even put it to 8, 50, or 300. It's whatever you want to make of it. And then you can toggle here a couple of different things. So single user mode, what does it mean? I don't know. You just hover over the eye of information, and then you can read about it, what it does, what it means. Usually the default settings are the good settings. Some of the settings will slow down your operating system a little bit, but that will also be described in the blue box there next to the setting. Yeah. So the things that I want to be sure about is for some uh, metaverses, I want my mic to be on, and some of them I want to have a silent metaverse, because if I expect a lot of people in there, I don't want them to arrive in there. People are talking because they're not used to be in a metaverse, and then everybody can hear what they're saying. Yeah. Besides that, we also have these blue lines here that you see, and we will be going over that in a later stage, but these are private voice zones. So I am standing now out of the voice zone, so everybody can hear what I have to say, except for the people in such a voice zone. So if I'm in a voice zone and it turns green, it means that only the people that are in those green lines will hear what I have to say. If obviously my microphone is on, yeah, which I now put off. If some other people come in my metaverse, that they don't have to follow this training now. All right, so let me just do this. In the meantime, it's a little bit cooler. Um, so we have other kind of settings, of course. We can enable the chat. The chat you can find here. We have main chat, which is, you know, to anybody. We have a private chat. So if you have like 5 people in there, you can select the person that you want to chat to, and then you can just start chatting privately. We also have Luna, and Luna is basically the name of our AI bot, artificial intelligence robot that, you know, we can post questions about EXP Realty, about support, about all kind of stuff of EXP. Um, so let's say I want to know a couple of things regarding you know, revenue share or something like that. If you have any questions regarding EXP, Luna will be able to answer that question. Yeah. So how it works is basically they browse over the web over internet, and they will provide you the information directly. All right. So I do want to enable the text chat. I think that's quite good to inspire some more communication and community building. We have enable private chat, store chat history if you like that. It's not really necessary. I think it also, you know, consumes a bit more data. Enable private voice zones. That's these blue lines. So if I put this off, they will be off. If they are on, they are, well, obviously they are on. We can also fly, and I actually will show you that just in a bit of in another metaverse, because this has a ceiling, is a little bit more difficult, but there's another one that I have that I will show you how we can fly. And it's quite cool because you can also do a screen capture of your metaverse, and I will show you how we do that as well. We can even play basketball. It does slow down a little bit the metaverse. And then here on your taskbar, you will see the basketball as well. And then you can shoot some hoops, which is quite cool, but not the most functional. It's more like a bit of a game. And then I like that there's a sound that plays when someone new comes in. So I toggle that on. And you can also enable question queue. It also delays a little bit as well. And then reset to scene when empty. Yeah, anyway. So what I find very important in my settings is this one, because here we will be able to get a notification, whether via email, whether via text, or whether via Slack, which is a sort of a team management app where you can connect with each other, and you will be able to get notifications through those kind of systems once someone enters. So for example, if you do a virtual open house, and you launch a social media campaign and someone clicks on there and lands into your metaverse, you get a text message or you get an email, and then you see, hey, someone is in my frame that is checking my frame out, or my eXp.World. So now you can actually very quickly go into this into your frame and basically connect with your client, and maybe even show him a couple of properties. So this is a good way that you don't have to, that you're actually on standby instead of having to wait in your metaverse. You can put a description in here as well. And then what is very important when you have teams, especially for EXP agents as independent agents that can build teams, we can put here our permissions and our members, etc. Yeah. All right. So permissions and roles. This is a password protected metaverse. We allow guest users. So if someone comes in and is not logged in their email address, they will have a guest, and they will have a robot kind of avatar. And I put in that non-admins can only edit assets they upload. And the reason why I do that is because here, for example, Keith is there, Grant is here, Johan is there, meaning that they can all upload the assets, but I obviously don't want them to, you know, to delete, not that they will do it, but sometimes if you are learning, sometimes you do things that you don't want to do, or even, you know, remove the pictures here on the in the background, stuff like that. So they will not be able to remove that or edit those kind of things, except for the things that they upload themselves, which is, you know, to protect your environment. You can allow others to remix if you like. Admins can add other admins as well. I prefer to keep control over my own metaverse personally, until I have a better understanding where this kind of concept leads to, because the volumes are not there yet. We do have, you know, I do meet one-on-one people a lot, but we don't have yet like the volumes that you say it's now out of control. And then you can decide who are your members. So here there's my members in my kind of in my metaverse. That's mostly team members and other agents of mine. Um, so you can actually then also decide who uh, gets what kind of permission. Yeah, so editing, I say only members can edit, but it also means that they can only change the things that they upload themselves. Yeah, but interacting, viewing, speaking, camera, photosphere, emojis, all of these kind of things are in default. Most of the things everybody can do, because we want to open up communication as well. Yeah, and then I want to show you here as well about the environment, because there's some extra settings that you can put. For example, about the spheres. Spheres are basically a sort of a 3D picture that you can put around your metaverse. Again, this is not really the best environment to show, because we are surrounded indoors with walls. But if you would put a sphere, you will be able to see through the ceiling. Here is basically a window. It's something that you would like to show. Yeah. And then we can do, for example, auto seat, where if you are walking through here and you want to sit down, it will sit automatically. But now I can say, for example, I want to sit down, and I'm basically sitting here. You won't be seeing it in a mode that you see yourself, but now you are sitting. Yeah. It also means that you cannot move around. Yeah, you can only turn around, but you cannot walk forward and backwards. So now I click off the seat, and now I can again move around. Um, and then we can yeah, have a couple of more of these kind of uh, um, different settings, which are a little bit less important, but you can go through it yourself. But I do like here as well how you see, you know, your performance rating. I have quite a bit of assets in here, so it might be a little bit slower, but still, actually, we are very good with the amount of assets. We are not even close to the maximum amount of assets that you can build in. Yeah, and then obviously the branding options with EXP on Frame VR logos here as well that you can add. Yeah, there are a few guidelines that you have to respect, but besides that, um, all is manageable. Yeah, and then we can also have a look, like all the assets that I have uploaded. Um, you know, what are those ones, and then you can also manage them from this side. And here you can see it actually frame video usage. The video usage is only 0.16 gigabytes of the 5 gigabytes, so that's basically nothing. So that's pretty good. That's also the reason why I only have one video per frame, because I don't want to lag my performance for people that actually want to use this for functionalities. That video is more for marketing, for people to join my team here in my office for agent attraction. And I have also other options, other offices, of course. This is my virtual tour office that then also links, of course, um, to a virtual tour, where you also capture the data that I showed you before. So we can just go around and look up, look down, zoom in, zoom out. You can have a look at line set, for example. As you know, we are in South Africa here. Look at that line set, iconic. And then we can go further to frames. um, Actually, we can go to frame home, which I will be showing you here just in a bit. And then frames where I'm a member of, and that's the reason why I was in the wrong metaverse before, because I clicked here on Lydia's listings, which is Lydia did add me um, as a member in her metaverse, which is phenomenal to see that this is also growing from their perspective. And then frames that I'm admin of, that's basically my own frames. Um, so nothing else there than my own frames. Yeah. So this is how everything works here. And these are all the settings for specifically your frames. And you have to set them per frame because some frames are used differently than others. But the default modes are pretty damn good and don't need to have too much adjustments. Yeah. I am going over my time already, but no worries there. Just a little bit more than expected. Um, and then here, inventory is basically all this different kind of assets that you can bring in. But I will have a discussion or a training about this specifically. I think it's the next training session, if I'm not mistaken. And then your profile is basically to set your avatar. We have seen that before, but also here we can set a couple of different things here. So just read through that, but actually I haven't changed anything in these kind of things because you know everything is set perfectly fine. Yeah. What I do want to show you though is what I do want to show you is actually also quick settings here because these are the main settings that you want. We can put on edit mode if you want to change your assets, and then you will be seeing that here on the taskbar it will pop up on a blue pencil and you will see a couple of different things popping up. This is a spawn spot, which I'll also show later. But here my microphone is off, so if I have a client I want to open it up, of course I can do it here, but we can also do it on the taskbar. You can also put the webcam on there. Now you will be seeing me. I have two Mona Lisas there. Um, Two because she was a Gemini. So anyway, so we have the webcam off here again, and then we can put also hide the name tags, which if you have want to preserve privacy for specific clients, if you have an event that you organize, like an open house, for example, you can put it on. But I don't think it's really necessary because if people don't want to show their name, they can just put a different name in there themselves. Yeah. All right. So this being the quick settings, but I do want to show you the fly mode as well. So let's go to the DeVogeleer properties here. And then I will tell you why I like this a lot. And because for my marketing or for some videos, it's actually quite cool to use this. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna walk outside and then we can, for example, put here on the three dots on the top, quick settings. I want to put fly mode on. I probably haven't done it in my settings here. So frame settings, general, flying enabled. There we go. I'll put this on. So now you will see it here, fly mode. So how it works is basically you are looking up. So you click on your mouse and then you scroll up a little bit. So you look at the sun and then you go upwards. You put in shift, you will go a little bit faster, and then you can basically also turn around and then basically you look down again and then you see, for example, the whole metaverse from the sky, and you can move around with the QWEASD as you would normally. If you put on the shift, you would also go a little bit faster, and you can even travel around a little bit like this. And you can even, if you like, capture your screen as well. Where's my there was my cursor. So if you go completely down, you can start screen capture, for example. Yeah, and then I do, for example, the whole screen or entire screen here, and then I do that, but I'm capturing my screen with another tool, so I'm not sure if this gonna interrupt it. So I'm not gonna do it, but if you're doing it, then you can, for example, capture your screen and go down, and you can, for example, film now like that. Yeah, if you want to go straight, you also look a little bit more straight here, and up, sorry, like that. And this is basically also the area where I have some properties in Indonesia listed, which is quite cool. Very nice properties as well of a friend of mine who's developing there in Lombok. So you can do that. I'll just put fly mode off. So now we're back on the floor. But if you want to go upwards as well, you know, at the Indonesian part, you can also just do it like this as well. There we go. And then we see Indonesia properties here. There we go. Yeah. So now you can also, what you do is, for example, I have put here spawn spots. If we go into edit mode, you can see the spawn spot here. So the spawn spot is called Indonesia, where, for example, if I go now into this URL, it means that if I put here now hashtag Indonesia, I will land exactly here. Yeah, so I'll just put enter, bam, there we go. So this is how I actually also let people land where I want them to land and create specific customized URLs for marketing purposes so that they don't have to look where I am, my office, other people's office, of team members, of partners, or different locations, etc., etc. Yeah, it's got cool stuff here as well. This is, for example, also a PDF that I have implemented as an asset. Yeah, so if you want to have a look here, then basically you can browse through the properties. Takes a little bit longer, but you can also, out of edit mode actually, you can also click on there. And if you like, you can also download them. Yeah, if I go in edit mode, for example, and I click on this, then I can say downloadable here. So you can just download that property, that one as well. Yeah, cool. So this is what I wanted to show you today. Did I miss anything else? Let me see. Ah, yeah, I did go still over the settings. Over um, the statistics, because this is quite cool as well. Everything is about data, and this is what we are creating now as well here in the three different tabs here. So we have gone over all these kind of stuff already, which is, you know, the most um, quite comprehensive with all the settings with EXP. Um, and we'll go here. This is my homepage, which actually connects me to all my different metaverses that I have. So you have seen that I have three and that I have a fourth one just linked, but actually I have a lot more because I did quite a bit of training. So I did claim already a couple of different URLs like join eXp Realty that I just created, join eXp, join me, Team Michiel. So I did that for training purposes, and I still have to build one for actually agent attraction. It's not really so important at the moment because I do have the office of agent attraction already, where I have everything centralized as well. Yeah, but some people are more focused on team building than on selling or stuff like that. So that might then be interesting to make a metaverse like this. Yeah. Now we go back, or we can actually go back here, and I will show you now how you can monitor what is happening into your metaverse from a statistic perspective. It's actually quite a long training, but I think quite an interesting training. Um, Here you have the statistics here. So if you click on that, you basically see the analytics for the Vogeleer metaverse. So you see that basically the 23rd of September, I had only one voice so entered, but here was actually a good day. On the 22nd, we had 7 visits, 4 clicked. I added actually a few assets there, and we have 19 voice zones that are entered, which is quite good, and that is quite impressive to see, because this is quite interesting. And then we also have here today, we had about 11 visits, also very good actually. So you can see that there's definitely some traction, and what I believe that the reason is why we have a bit more traction than before is just because we have implemented this as well in the website. which we are marketing, and so also embedded it. And I'll show you how we can do that as well. So here we can also see what's happening, and this is all the stuff that I just did here now today. But you can just have a look at all the different kind of activities per day, etc. This was actually from the 21st to the 27th, and so forth. So you can really go down and dig deep if you like. Honestly speaking, I'm not gonna analyze too much of the data here because the volumes are not high enough. I analyze my data via the virtual tours, which I will be also showing you in later training, how I leverage that, why I use virtual tours with ITO 360, because there we collect such granular data, and we get so much data that I leverage that to show my footprint to sellers, get mandates and get exclusive mandates in, but also know what I'm talking about for myself as a real estate agent, but also understand the ideal client for specific properties as well. Later on, we will be showing more about that. And then we have, oh, battery is almost running dry. And then we have the share button. And this is very cool because here we can copy the frame link, which you will obviously send to clients via WhatsApp or email marketing or social media, etc., etc. So you can go crazy with this one. You can also, share it immediately from this way. But this is quite amazing to copy your embed code, because your embed code will actually allow you to put it into the website. And this one, if you click on this, we can, for example, embed it like this in your website. This is my website that I created here. And for virtual solutions, for example, I have added my virtual tour, for example, yeah, which is what I was talking about, where we collect a lot of data, where we can do guided tours. But also now we have the embedded framevr.io or eXp.World in the website. And this is the development one that we have added here. So you can move around in your website, and we can also put ourselves here that you can see yourself and basically travel around and talk about property or whatever. Also collect your data here that you can then also analyze into the statistics that we just have seen as well. So this is pretty amazing. And the only thing that you need to be aware of, if you copy and I'll just copy it here, the embed thingy, just to show you. If you are an eXp.World agent, just know that you have to change framevr.io to eXp.World instead of framevr.io to actually make it visible on your website. That's the only little thing. The reason why is that because most people that use FrameVR are paying clients, and it's basically the same software. Yeah. So yeah, super good. This is somewhat for today. It's been longer than expected. Just gonna put on my webcam for like 1 second because I just want to say bye to you guys. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. I will be recording the training. I think I will be training. I have about 8 to 10 training sessions. I think about 8, depending on the length of them. So good luck. If there's anything, please reach out. You have my URL here where you can find me. You can also find me, of course, on DeVogeleer Property, where you have, about contact here, where you then also find myself here. And you can also meet me here in my metaverse, my business suite that is also embedded here in my website. All right. Cool. You will find my phone number as well here and in my metaverse. So don't be shy. I'm always very keen, to connect with you guys. If you want to find me, you can even go directly in my metaverse. This is my phone number, and you can find me here at. Let me just quickly do this. Yeah. Basically, you can just put DeVogeleer / DeVogeleer # Michiel, and then basically you will arrive directly into my office. There we go. So it takes a bit of time. I'll close a couple of things maybe here. And so that's how you can find me. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks so much. Bye bye.